Hey friends, welcome to Gardening with Creekside. We are doing a greenhouse chat today, given that it is December and it's a rainy day. So we take these opportunities roughly once a month just to catch up with you guys, tell you some of the fun things that are happening behind the scenes, things that you need to know, and then of course, answering your questions.
Yeah, we have some really good questions today. I think a lot of questions in this video will help you out coming in spring.
Absolutely, because there is a lot to talk about. It is December, it is chilly, the Christmas holidays are rapidly approaching, but we do need to start thinking of next year in the garden. Right,
we do, and we want to try to help you with that today in today's video.
Absolutely. So that's what we're going to discuss today. What do you want to talk about first?
Well, we want to talk about. We've opened up the website for pre-order.
Yes.
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 So we're adding, like, all the annuals are there. Like this morning, just this morning, we had an annual that is sold out. Folks are starting to buy up, and we were able to reload that.
Restock
it, so that way we have more for everybody else.
Mm-hmm. And that's why we do really like for y'all to pre-order, because that way when you start to pre-order, whether it's especially your annuals and even your perennials, shrubs we can get pretty easily.
Yes.
But it's the annuals and the perennials. When you pre-order, that way we can kind of see the trends, and we can say, okay, like it was last year, it was the Super Bean of pink cashmere. Y'all were gobbling it up, and as soon as you were buying it, we were restocking. So we can really have a great supply of plants for you. Today it was the Senorita Rosalita Cleome.
Yep.
You gobbled that up, and so of course we're huge fans of the Cleomes, and so we were able to restock. That way, one, you're guaranteed to get the plants that you want.
Like in one of the first videos, right? Mm-hmm. When it was going out, everybody was gobbling up the 2025s,
Right.
And so we were able to really get that loaded back in.
Mm-hmm.
And so, because we want to have that stock that's going all the way into spring, because we know some of you want to, do your garden and plant your garden when it starts to get warm. You don't want to pre-order,
Or if you're like me, maybe you do have some idea of what you want to do, but then at the last minute, there's always that one area you forgot about, or maybe you get a little distracted like I do, and then you're like, oh, well, let's do this. And so you want to make sure that those plants are available for those last minute shoppers as well.
So there's some things in there, like there's a good number of shrubs, because we just went through shipping out a lot of shrubs that were shipped now shrubs, so everything's been turned to pre-order.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a bit of business that we need to talk about. So now when you do order the shrubs and order perennials, they'll come with your annuals in the pre-order. We'll be loading more perennials into the system that will become available for pre-order and order as we know that we have them. Last year, just to be honest, because your suppliers, for whatever reason, it was the perennials that were giving us issues on completing boxes going out. It's very expensive on our part to be able to split ship, send you your annuals, hold back your others, and then send those too. That's double shipping costs, and that's just the nature of this business.
Well, and that's what we realized last year, or rather this year in 2024, is we always learn, right? I always tell my kids, it's not a mistake unless you don't learn from it. And so we learn things is that, one, there is an issue with a supply chain. I don't care what business you're in, supply chain is a very big deal. And we are dealing with a live product here. And so our suppliers, maybe they had crop issues and they couldn't get us the plants, which means we can't get you the plants. So this year we've changed it with the perennials.
Yeah, and most of that, sometimes we thought the beginning of February was a good time for the perennials to come in. It turned out it really wasn't. And some of them really won't take off until it gets hot anyway. It's kind of like
the hibiscus, the echinacea, those kinds of things. So this year we're changing it up as far as we're going to be constantly reloading the perennials once we know that we have them and that they're growing and that we're doing well. Plus we brought in a ton of perennials late summer, early fall, and began growing them because it's better for them to grow during the winter.
Ready. And so they're gorgeous. And they're available for pre-order, and I can guarantee you, as long as nothing happens over winter, then those plants are there, they're big, their root systems are already there.
And they're gorgeous.
And that's what we're trying to accomplish.
Right. We want to get you the healthiest plant
Yeah.
in a timely manner.
Yeah.
Right.
So the next thing on the docket is this whole thing that has happened when there were a couple of comments, because we have been talking about the new Jenny Editions augers for quite some time here in the last little bit, whenever we launched those things. When was that? Like
Into summer, something like that. I don't know.
I can't remember, but
Well, first of all, let's go about like the 5-inch is up for nomination for the Green Thumb Award.
yes, it is. It's up for the Green Thumb. We've talked about that. This is a great auger to, I think, that represents helping a gardener, make their thumb green. Right? A lot of people say, well, I just have a black thumb. I can't grow anything.
We hear that a lot.
We hear that a lot. Well, you can turn that black thumb into a green thumb. When you have tools like this that can help you, garden advice and tips that we're going to give you later on in this video that can help you, grow your plants and turn your black thumb into green thumb.
So this is up for the Green Thumb Award. So we need your help because there's a total of 3 different products, including ours, that is up for this award. And we need you to vote because it is based off of the voting. So if you have not voted yet, we would love, it's literally, you don't have to answer all these questions. You just literally vote and then submit your vote.
Yep.
But we would love for you to vote for that. It goes through December the 17th. So you can vote and you can share it with some friends if you want to, and they can vote as well. It's super easy to do, but we would love for you to go ahead and vote. Now, if you're not familiar with this, you've not used it before, what's the big deal about this auger? Why is this auger different than any other auger?
We've consistently got this one question is this auger the same, just colored pink? And it's not. We worked with Power Planter to come up with Jenny's Editions augers, and they are Jenny's Editions. They are not anyone else's editions or Power Planter's editions. They are Jenny's Edition augers.
Because we live in North Carolina. If you've watched any of our videos, what kind of soil do we have? We have red compacted clay soil with roots because we're blessed here in the Southeast with tons of gorgeous native trees, and we have rocks. And so we needed an auger that did not exist on the market to really be the best for our conditions when you have compacted soil with rocks and roots. If you have perfect soil, then yay for you, but we don't have that, and so that's why we partnered with Power Planter to create a unique auger that is not like anything else on the market.
So this is standard auger, standard black auger, and you can see just the flighting goes all the way down the end. It's just got a regular tip on there,
and that is a Power Planter auger.
This is the Jenny Editions auger, so you can notice right away you have these blades that are replaceable, and you have a pilot tip that is replaceable with a heavy duty tip also on it. That's not on every auger. This auger doesn't even have it. And so this is what we use, and we use in everything. And it's with Jenny's Edition, let me step back, is the flighting is shorter than the one that's on here. Okay?
Now this is a 5 and this is a 3. So the width is a little different.
Yeah, but the flighting from here to there we took off.
Right.
To make it less and make it a little bit lighter. You really don't need it all the way down to do what you need to do. Also, this is really huge, is that the hex here is replaceable. This one is not. See how it's welded? Okay? If you strip this, bend this, you're gonna have to buy a whole new auger. You strip this one, or I don't know how you're going to bend this one, but if it were to happen, run over with a tractor or something, maybe you would. Then I don't know, but you might.
It would be really hard. I think you'd more like strip it.
Yeah, you can replace this one. See how it has the pins in it? You can order a new whole hex from Power Planter or off of our website, and then there you go. So there is a difference. There is a big difference between us. So we have this in the 5, the 7, and the 9. So
the big thing and the difference is that for us it's the heavy duty tip, because we have to have that in compacted clay soil. If I were to take one that doesn't have that heavy duty tip, I could literally sit there and spin for forever, and it's never going to catch and make a hole. And then, because we do have compacted clay soil with rocks and roots, over time, that heavy-duty tip, even if you had a pilot hole, even without the heavy-duty tip, it's going to get worn down, because just simple, science here is going to wear down. Mine, you can replace that. It's a very simple replaceable part. If you don't have that on your auger, just like if you strip the hex, if you wear it down, you have to toss the entire auger and buy a brand new one. All of our parts are replaceable, and the auger itself will probably outlive me and outlive you. And you can just replace those parts for a very, it's like $20 to get replaceable blades or something.
It all comes from there are multiple questions that keep coming out. Is it just pink? Is it just pink? Well, right. Also it's green too. So yes. You can order it in green, or you can order it in pink, but it's just not the color. We went through, it's 32 inches tall. It's got all those parts that we talked about. It is way different, and I think everybody should have one.
Yeah, especially if you have compacted.
Give us the vote on that green thumb.
Yes, if you have less than desirable soil, you need that one.
Yep.
Yes, okay, so let's get into the questions, because some of those questions lead to topics that we wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does.
So we're going to let you and your questions drive those.
Those are really good questions, folks.
The topics that we talked about yesterday. All right, so, and I did not bring my glasses, so here we go.
And my contacts are not working.
I tell you, you hit 47 and it just starts to fall apart.
I got switched in these new contacts this week, which is the same thing. I don't know, for whatever reason, they're up close to
I know, I'm telling you. Okay, so Marlene says, I ordered an Abelia and a Coleus yesterday. Yay. Question, I see something about points when I ordered, but I couldn't find info on what those points mean. Could you explain what those points do for me? Thank you. So, yes, very, very exciting. So we literally just launched this last week. It's not even been a whole week. Brand new. So we wanted to give back to you, our customers, whether you are online or you are here at the nursery. So we have implemented a rewards program. So the rewards program is whenever you purchase something, then you earn points, and then you can redeem those points for, dollars off of your order. So it's very much like a lot of reward systems that are out there. There are, so when you first sign up, it's super, super easy. I literally just signed up. You put your email in, they will then send you a confirmation, and you activate it from your email.
All traced by your email.
It's all traced by your email. So I know I have 2 different emails, and depending on what I'm ordering, I will use one email over another. It would behoove you, and what I would encourage you to use is make sure that all of your orders and your purchases from Creekside are under that one email. That way you can order, and redeem and use most of your points. So you get 250 points when you first sign up. At the tier, there's 3 different tiers: the Grow, Bloom, and Thrive tiers. So at the Grow level, you earn 2 points for every dollar you spend. The next level, it is 4 points for every dollar. And then the Thrive, the top tier, is 6 points for every dollar you spend. And then you will move up. I think you have to spend $200 to go from Grow to Bloom, and then you move up every time. So it's all on the website.
It won't take long.
It does not take long. I know you people. I see what you buy. It will not take you long to get to the Thrive level.
Yeah, there are folks, ordering $175 or more now because, they're getting free shipping on that.
Yeah.
So it doesn't take long to get there.
No.
And we want to reward you.
Yes, and you get birthday points. So when it's your birthday, you get, and each level is different levels. Like the top tier, I think you get 1,500 points for your birthday. There's all sorts of different things. So the key is sign up, or if you've ordered from us before, then it's there, right? Especially if you've ordered online, it's there. You can check your points. It tells me that I was at the Grow level of 250 points because I just signed up. And so you can always check it, and you can easily redeem it when you check out. Again, it works both online and here at the nursery. So whether you're buying a 3-gallon shrub, or you're buying a unique stone, or you're buying land and sea, or Felco,
beautiful,
or Christmas caladiums.
Man, look at that.
It does not matter what you're purchasing, it's looking at the dollar amount. So if you buy signature experience tickets, then you're really going to earn some points. So
yeah,
there you go. The one quote downside is that it's not grandfathered in, because this is a brand new program. There's just no way we can do it. So
it's there on the screen. There's a widget to your left that says rewards. It floats everywhere.
Yep.
Click it, sign up, order some plants.
Right, because you get money off your orders.
Yep.
So who doesn't like to get money back?
That's right.
I do. Okay, so yeah, sorry. That was
next question.
That was the next question. Okay. Let's see. Still kind of on that online questionnaire. This is from Betsy. Very excited for some of the new varieties. Thank you for focusing on shade-loving annuals. Question: what size annuals do you ship? I couldn't seem to find it on your website, but that's just me always missing the obvious.
All right. Hold
LOL.
on. Hold on. Stay where I don't have them in here, but I've got something close to it. All right. So it'll be close to it's the Grande, which is close to, this is a premium court perennial, but it's very close to this size.
Just
it's a 4
hair
inch,
smaller.
4-inch pot size. You know, so the perennials that I was talking about earlier, they're the ones for the website. They're already bigger than this. These we were growing for the garden center for next year. We brought a few of them down for folks.
Right, so all of the perennials are quart-size containers, all of the shrubs are quart-size containers, and then your grandes are your annuals are that 4.25 grande, which is a hair smaller than a quart. So when you get your plants, you're going to get nice, healthy plants that do really, really well. And in fact, let's just talk about this right quick, because this was a question that I want to make sure that we talk about. In one of our most recent videos, this came up, and Jerry was talking about it. And so Jeannie says, thank you for addressing growth regulators. It is heavily used in my area, Northwest Louisiana. I bought a flat of 3-inch zinnias this year, and when the frost got them, they were still 3 inches. Can you please do a video on how to get these plants out of their stunted state? So let's talk about what is a growth regulator, why do they use them? No, what is a growth regulator? Why do nurseries use them, and why do we not use them very much, if at all?
We didn't use them at all last year on any annuals, perennial, any plant whatsoever. I have tested it on some hydrangeas one time, and I got beautiful hydrangeas. And then what it did was made more branching and more flowers, and that is one of the main reasons why they use them. A lot of the other larger greenhouses that have, they are using them to control that growth, to keep it compact to where it's able then to go out the door still at that same size.
Right.
I don't know much about trying to get it out of it. I mean, it just depends. I mean, I talked to one of the big companies that sells growth regulators, and he was selling a ton to this one greenhouse that's close to us. It's super, super, super large. It sells to all of the big box stores. And he says some of the amount that they're using, I don't even know if the plants would ever come out of it. And he's true. And so our plants sometimes may get to you. They may, if we haven't caught it and cut them back and they get like a petunia were to be a little leggy, all you have to do is just on ours is just trim that back, which is a growth regulator manual technique, and then it's going to branch right out and take off in your landscape, no problem.
Right, because we've had multiple customers tell us, say they found us and they used us, came and bought all their plants from us for the first year.
Yeah.
And they will say, I never knew that a petunia really could get this big, because I've always bought from maybe like a big box store where they use, that nursery that supplies them uses so much growth regulators that they just stay stunted. So trying to get a plant out of that is really hard, because it's literally soaked it up into the plant.
And it's okay, if they've done it, because sometimes it's just, we do get some liners, that come into us that have been pre-treated, and you can tell, and it has no issue whatsoever. It comes right out of that for us, starts growing in the grande, starts growing out. It is the repeated over and over application of that has stunted the plant, and it makes sometimes permanent.
So, and I would just ask, I mean, probably if I was in your position, then if you do have a good local nursery, like an independent garden center, try them, and then you can ask them, do you use growth regulators? How much do you use? That kind of thing. However, I'm also very aware that there are large portions of the country that don't have great independent garden centers. And your only option to get plants is from the big box stores.
And this customer's in Louisiana.
Northwest Louisiana.
Yeah, so it's hot. The plants are growing like crazy. They're trying to do everything they can to contain it in that space. I mean, it's just the way it is.
And a shameless plug, I guess you could call it, would be like if you're looking for those great plants, you can order from Creekside because we're not going to be using those. So that's an option. It is frustrating. I had done it one time with some like Boston ferns on the front of the porch. This was several years ago. Got them from a big box store, and they did not grow for the entire season because they were just so compacted with growth regulators. And then we have Jilly Willy. That's fun. Oh, I need those petite Rose of Sharons. Will you sell/ship those in the spring? So that was the Poly Petites that we planted behind the garden shed. And I chose this because we are still creating the new order for our shrubs. And I definitely want to add that one online. So if there are other shrubs, plants that you want us to carry so that you can have them, please let us know, because now is the perfect time, whether it's an annual, a perennial, a shrub. Let us know so that we can try to source it, find it, and make it available to you online.
Yep.
Right?
Sure.
Right. And then going with that, we have Life Giver. Says, hello, for ordering plants, do you deliver to Maryland?
Sure. No problem.
Yep.
We delivered all 48.
The lower 48s, the contiguous 48s.
Hawaii and Alaska, we can't get there
Yes,
yet.
and then we did have a question about Canada.
Canada, we can't do that.
Yeah. We
can work on a hard goods thing, but plants, I'm not going to do that. It's just too. We were had to ship a box with aquapod inserts to a customer that forgot them here, and they were from Canada, and it was not plants in there, and they opened up the box. Our boxes say live plants on them, but we had the hard goods in there. It gets to customs, and it causes all kinds of issues.
Right.
Your plants will not survive that.
Right. The customs going between countries, especially with live plants, is not good. And then if they hold them.
Because sometimes they go into California and get held, even though they shouldn't, because we have all of the paperwork, but it's just California. Every single county in California is different.
Yep.
And it can cause issues, but we've had good success.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to something a little greener. So we've done a lot of, a good bit of drone shots here lately, because with the Christmas lights and everything, and the thing that really stands out with the drone shots right now is the grass, because the grass is amazing and it's gorgeous and it's a beautiful green. So we've had quite a few questions about our grass.
It turned into some green. That's what I was told, by my lawn guy. He said that is some more green that it has turned into.
Yes. So we have a couple of questions on that. So Paul, this is so fun because the drone really gives you this shot. Paul says, are y'all using something to make those awesome lawn stripes? A roller, perhaps?
No roller. It's a very great mower.
Yeah.
And he does mow it twice. So you have to hit it twice. That will define that stripe.
It is an art.
Yeah. So you have to hit it in the same direction each time twice.
So what it's doing is literally those stripes is just the wheels of the mower pushing down.
It is, and then just the way the mower mows
and kind of cuts the grass.
Exactly, but one key thing is to hit it twice.
Yep. Okay. See, he knows way more than I do on that. And then we have Catherine says, the video was wonderful. How do you oversee and make your grass look that great? We have red clay here in Upper Cumberland, Tennessee. Are you using a fescue blend or Kentucky 31? Yours is absolutely beautiful.
So yeah, we use the fescue blend, which is a top-rated grass. I always get it from the same folks, and it's either 3 or 5 fescues types that are in there at the top of the list. They try to put into this blend, and that is what we use every year.
Every fall.
Every fall, and the machine that is used plugs. It's you ride on this machine and it's compressed, and it has the pressure to be able to create those variated holes in there, so it's dropping the seed, fertilizer and all that. Well, not the fertilizer, just the seed at the same time. Then you come back with the fertilizer and the lime, which then it all goes in those holes, and that's what really, you have to do that every year. You have to go on the program. You know, you have to be treating it 3 times a year for fescue. That's just the way it is. And then once you get on the program and you're doing it every single year, you will have green grass like that. It's not rocket science. It's just being consistent.
And isn't it NC State that has a great, I will try, hopefully I will remember this. I will give you the link. And so if you're in like the Southeast and you have similar conditions to what we have, NC State has a great program where they will tell you throughout the year, do this, 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 and this. And that's a great thing. Even like for anybody, whether you just a homeowner or if you have display gardens, whatever, it doesn't matter. The process is still the same.
Exactly.
And then we had a question from PJEC. Why not put mulch on your garden beds? The grass looks beautiful. Well, we do. It's just that you have caught us in the time of year where we have not applied the mulch yet. This is when we were in. This is when we were.
Why do we assume that we don't do it?
Right. I don't know. It's interesting.
That's weird.
It is.
I like you, but it's weird.
We get some interesting questions. So this came from the video when we were talking about the azaleas, and we did the drone shots with the grass, and we were standing in front of the berm where the boxwoods are. And so there is mulch there, but when you have a flower bed, especially in that one where you have annuals and you're planting and pulling out, the mulch starts to go away a little bit. So if you remember from that video, I told you that we were planting 1,400 tulips in that space. So I'm not going to mulch the flower bed, then plant 1,400 tulips and have all my soil exposed and then have to remulch it. So I'm working smarter and not harder. Once those tulips go in the berm, then it will get mulched. We only have to mulch like big spreads like once a year.
That would make a lot more sense for us to get all our mulching done like this time of year coming in, you know, it's because it covers, it'll stop weed seeds from coming up, you know, than to be mulching during spring and summer. But so much going on out here, we can still be doing mulching. We were mulching last year right up to the signature experience. I mean, it was, you know, just the way it is. When you're talking about
acres.
It's kind of crazy not to mulch. I just had a tractor trailer of 60 yards coming here with mulch yesterday, and then when we mulched right prior to the signature event, it was 2 of them with 80 yards of mulch. So yeah, we mulch like crazy.
Yes, and so this goes right into Catherine's question. She says, I live in Arizona with heavy clay soil. As you clean out your garden beds, do you typically amend and mulch for the winter if that bed is not going to have winter plants in it? P.S. I went hog wild on the pre-orders yesterday, have about 5 dozen beautiful babies coming to me in March, zone 9B. Okay. It was super helpful to have the email and text message that the plants were available. So let's start with one thing. Okay, so what we were just talking about, mulching and using that compost, absolutely. It is my preferred method.
Well, this is one of those tips that turns your black into green.
Yes, it makes a huge difference in your garden. If you're not covered in snow, then the winter is a great time to put down compost and put down mulch in your flower beds. Why do we do it then? Okay, one, even if you have perennial beds and you have hostas and all these deciduous perennials, you absolutely can put the compost and the mulch on top of it. If you know it's there, don't put, 6 inches on top of it, but you absolutely put it around there. I do this every year in my bed right beside the driveway, that shade bed. So we compost because why? We have clay soil. We desperately need organic material in our soil, okay? Because I don't naturally have it.
So unlike here in these zones where we're at, and then our friends up north, they're covered in 8 inches of snow that is protecting their compost layer. We get lots of rain in the winter. We don't get that snow. So what does it happen? It washes away because right underneath it is clay. So in your beds, you have to protect it with a mulching compost-like substance that we use, or just straight mulch.
Right. And so also throughout the entire winter, as those rains are coming, the nutrients from the compost, the mulch, are leaching down and they're feeding my plants. So come springtime, those plants emerge. Think of a hosta, right? It's completely gone in the wintertime. It comes up in the spring, it pops through that compost and that mulch, and it has big, huge, gorgeous leaves. I don't want to be trying to put mulch and compost around an already beautiful existing perennial. It's already there for me. So that's my preferred time. Can you put down the compost and mulch throughout the year? Absolutely.
Sure. We
yeah.
will. Guarantee you we
We
will.
absolutely will. It's easier, and there's not the
try to
time
get the bulk
crunch.
of it done.
Yeah, absolutely. And then also at the tail end, she's talking about that it's super helpful to have the email and text message when the plants are available. Right now, everybody's pre-order, so you won't see that button. But when we're actively selling, if for some reason a plant sells out, let's say it's a soft serve, right? And so you really want a soft serve, and you can click notify me when available.
So you'll see a lot of that right now in perennials and the shrubs.
Right.
It will
Okay,
say
so
that.
they do say that. So if you want to know when the Jack of Diamonds Brunnera comes in or something like that, click that notify me when available. As soon as we restock, you will immediately get an email and or text that says, hey, the plant's back in stock, and then you can go and order it. You're not
It
gonna...
just happened like last week because there were some folks wanting Paisley pup, and through the inventory system we were able to find out that there was 8 being held back, and all we had to do was just release them. As soon as we released them, like the next day, 6 of them sold.
They're gone.
Yeah.
Right, they're gone.
So it does work.
It does work. And then our last question for today, because I'm getting this question a lot, because, especially if you live in the South. This comes from Jordan. Says, hey Jenny, I'm in zone 8A, Milton, Florida. I have gladiolas starting to bloom here on November 11th. Is that normal? So I also have, they're not blooming, but they're popping up. I have daffodils coming up. I have all of my spring flowering bulbs, that have been in the ground for several years, are starting to or at least they did, starting to pop up. Leave them alone. Just, these plants are smart. Just leave them alone. Like I said, I have some snowflakes that were popping up, some daffodils that were popping up, and it was the foliage. Just leave them. If you are flowering, and if you're in Florida and you see a cold snap coming, cut them, bring them inside, enjoy the flowers. But a lot of people are asking, like freaking out, and it may happen throughout the winter that you see bulbs starting to put out some foliage. They're fine. Just leave them alone. You don't need to do anything for them.
Really. I mean, there's nothing.
No, they will regulate themselves, and it is perfectly fine, and it is okay. So nature's a lot smarter than what we give them credit for, so they'll be just fine.
Yep.
All right, is there anything else that's on your heart you want to talk about?
No, I appreciate everybody. Hope everybody has a great holiday season. Yeah.
I know, it's going to be...
it's here.
It is going to be, I can't believe that it's the holidays, and it's going to be spring before we know it. So we really appreciate you. Thank you so much for all your love and support.
Give us that green thumb award, please, for the 5-inch by 32 auger.
My husband is slightly competitive, if you haven't noticed.
Yes, and because we want to help you turn that black one into green.
Absolutely. Well, and that's the whole point of us doing these videos, right? Like all the videos that we do, at the heart of it is education, right?
Yes.
You can take the teacher out of the classroom, but you can't take the teacher, what is that? I don't know. We're teachers. There you go. All right. Y'all have a great day. We'll see you next video. Bye, friends.